You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
And today on our Weight Loss Wednesday, I want to talk about a topic that can literally be used for living longer, losing weight, but also getting well, feeling overall more vibrant, getting more out of life, enjoying life a little bit more through not only your body, but also your mindset as well. And so this one thing everyone can do, right? So sometimes people aren't willing to run a functional medicine lab test. Sometimes people aren't willing to detoxify. Sometimes people aren't willing to get some good nutrients back into their body. They're not eating to eat as well as they should be, or even eat good food at all. So what is one thing that everyone can literally do? Everyone can complete what I call the 12-hour fasting rule. That means for 12 hours per day, you are not going to consume any food at all, except maybe a little water. Now you might say, I can't go 12 hours without eating. Well, you can. It's actually really, really easy. And here's what you can do. So what I'd like you to do is start by the moment you end dinner, time that to when you wake up in the morning and then begin that first meal. All right, so how does that work? Well, I like people to finish dinner about 2 to 3 hours before they go to bed. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, I want you to finish dinner by about 7, right? So that makes sense. You get 2 to 3 hours before, 8 at the latest. And now all you have to do is make sure you don't snack before bed. Don't listen to all the people that say you should be snacking before bed. The only people who should snack before they go to bed are those with blood sugar-based issues. That's a different story. That's a very select person, and that's not the majority of people out there. You actually want to go to bed with a nice empty stomach so that your body doesn't have to use the energy for digesting the food. It can use it for detoxification, for cleansing, for rebuilding, and also you can fall asleep easier if your body is not woken up with having to digest all of its food in its stomach, okay? So very, very simple. If you stop eating at 7 o'clock at night, you're going to then get to eat at 7 o'clock the next morning. Or if you stop eating at 8 o'clock at night, you'll start your breakfast at 8 o'clock or maybe 1 hour later the next day. So it's actually very, very simple. Very, very simple. But what can you do what does this do for you? Like, why is this so important? It's literally a rule in my practice. It's a rule for our weight loss clients, and we do literally thousands of appointments per month. It's for our wellness clients. It's for everyone. It works better than anything else. And here's why. It works on scientific-based principles on basically decreasing inflammation and through a process called autophagy. And no one talks about autophagy, but it's like my favorite thing to talk about. And the reason I talk about it so much is because it's this so simple, very, very simple process that you get so much out of, and you don't have to do anything. Your body automatically does it. It means when no more food is coming in for a period of a few hours, your body then gets to scavenge around in your blood for necrotic tissue. That means like diseased tissue, free radicals, toxins, anything that could be making you gain weight as an estrogen-based metabolite or making you unwell. But you have to give your body time to do the scavenging. That's all it is. It's like cleanup control. And so the thing, it's like a street sweeper in the street. It cleans up all the trash, but if you throw in trash right behind it, well, there's always more trash. Give it a period of time to allow it to clean itself. That's such an important thing. Your liver just goes in there, it starts to filter the blood. The white blood cells go in there, all the different white blood cells, and you have so many different immunoglobulins, and they clean up everything. It's an amazing principle. Plus, when you're not eating, your blood sugar's not up. And when your blood sugar's not up, you get to normalize your blood sugar, which means now you can tap into body fat. Because remember, everyone's talking about eating all the time, but the problem is when you're always eating, your blood sugar is always getting elevated, even if it's healthy food. That's just the way your blood sugar works, as even when you eat healthy foods. And if you don't believe that, get a $20 glucometer, poke your finger after a meal. Even if it's the healthiest meal, you'll see it start to rise. During that period of time, you will start tapping into sugar as a fuel source instead of adipose tissue or body fat. So the great thing is when you're not eating overnight, you have 12 hours to start tapping into body fat. Pretty amazing, amazing principle. And it starts to regulate hormones. And the reason is that hopefully your cortisol levels are going to decrease when you're in bed. Hopefully you listened to yesterday's episode on 3 reasons why you can't sleep and decreasing that cortisol neurotransmitter, or hormone, I should say. Really, really powerful episode. Hopefully you tuned into that. And again, going back to the inflammation, when you decrease inflammation, you decrease joint pain. You decrease anything from migraines to headaches to allergies, like all of these things we don't think about, but even water retention, right? Toxic water weight that I always talk about. So this 12-hour overnight rule or 12-hour fasting rule is so vitally important. So I'm mentioning it today on this Weight Loss Wednesday because it's going to help you lose weight, right? Because your body has 12 hours then to burn body fat, to scavenge, to do all of those great things, to balance hormones, decrease inflammation. But you're losing weight because you're getting healthier. And when you get healthier, then you live longer as well. That's typically how things work. When you're not healthy, you typically don't live as long. In my practice, it's this. We're not going to give you any quick fixes. You're not going to get a quick fix to lose weight here. You're going to lose 5 pounds your first week, that's for sure. But you're doing it because we're getting your body healthier. That's the bottom line. All I care about is your health. That's it. Yeah, you're going to lose weight. Sure, we specialize in that. We've become really well known at helping people lose 5 to 10 pounds in a week very safely and very healthily and not regaining that. But it's only because we work from a principle of health. And I think that's why we're successful, is because we do it very differently. We're not looking to hack the system. We're not looking to hack your body. Nothing like that. What we do is we rebalance blood sugar levels. We rebalance hormones. We decrease inflammation. We tap into fat oxidation instead of burning sugar all the time. Like, these are all really powerful principles, no better summed up than in the 7, 14, or 21-day detox that we do. I mean, there's a reason why during the detox, you lose 5 to 10 pounds your first week, 10 plus pounds in 2 weeks, and 15 plus pounds in 3 weeks. The reason is that you're giving your body more time to use these principles that I just talked about: the autophagy, the scavenging, the fat burning, the detoxing, the rest, the hormone balance, the glucose balance, which is your blood sugar, and anti-inflammatory. Like, that's why it works. There's no magic. This is all science-based. And so that's kind of the point that I try to get across, is that, you know, I talk about natural medicine and people are like, oh, I don't believe in natural medicine. And I said, I'm not sure how, because it's still science-based. Like, it is science. This is all clinically based. This is the same stuff that conventional medicine is based on, only we have 10,000 plus years of recorded history on it instead of 150 years. Like, there's something to be said for that. I will take any day of the week. You show me some anecdotal evidence or some empirical evidence that dates back 5,000 years. I'm happy to take that evidence over something that we've had for 2 years or 3 years for a pharmaceutical drug or a nutritional supplement that's used for weight loss, something like that. I don't want to see that, because I don't want you, and I certainly don't want my family or myself to be the guinea pig for that. I want to give you things that have been now backed up by science, but been proven over thousands and thousands of years. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for myself. I mean, the information I give is simply the same things I would do with my own family, with myself, with my kids, literally anyone. It's the only way I can sleep at night, feel comfortable with what I talk about and what I promote. None of this is about trying to promote something that I don't believe is healthy for you because I have some agenda. It certainly isn't the case at all. So I think that's enough about this 12-hour fasting rule. It's pretty straightforward, right? I want you to stop eating after dinner. Don't eat again until 12 hours later. I know you can handle that. If you change nothing else in your diet, if you change literally nothing else, try this for a week. Let me know how it goes. Just go to the StephenCabral.com/Ask Cabral. You can ask questions there, or you can also just leave a comment. Let me know how. I'd love to hear your success story on this, just from changing and doing this 12-hour fast, and then hopefully waking up in the morning and having one of those smoothies as well that I talk about. Really amazing thing. And I know those two things, just stick with the 12-hour for now, but I know those two things will literally change your life. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning into another Cabral Concept. Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.